I think the first thing we have to say is like for the folks who are following, paying attention to the sort of the the metrics of the health of the earth. Um, if it was sort of imagine like a hospital room and there's all these monitors on the patient. Imagine the patient is the earth, right? And if it was like not going well, and like suddenly like all the alarms are just blaring, everything you can measure is getting worse so much faster than anyone expected. And you can go to the list: biodiversity, species loss, climate for sure, air quality, water pollution. I mean, everything is just getting like dramatically worse as a direct consequence of these horrific policies of the Trump administration. So you have to name that really specifically, and that is probably the worst thing that's happened for the planet in recent history that I can think of. I mean, it's just awful. Um, and also, that's not all that helpful to name because there's not a lot we can do about that. We can mobilize and write and vote and all that, which we should do. But we got at least another like till the midterms before we can do much. So what do you do? Like, do you be part of the lawsuits, give money to the organizations that are fighting that? I think that's all fine. Call the senators, that's all helpful. Um, and then what? At a certain point, people get kind of worn out from doing that. I feel that way. Um, I think it's really important to tend like to guard our own joy and guard our own peace because you want to think about this as a marathon, not a sprint. Like these challenges will stay with us till we die, and then our grandkids will pick them up. So we got to sort of be here for the long haul, um, and that means tending to the people we love and being as kind and gracious as we can to them, participating in the spiritual practices that are life-giving, um, making a difference in our neighborhood. And I think for me anyways, finding like guarding my peace, guarding my joy is to like remember why you love it. I remember this quote, and I'm forgetting who said it, but we will not fight to save a thing we do not love. You got to remember why you love it. I remember very specifically Mary Evelyn said you got to find the inspiration for the perspiration. Because at a certain point, like otherwise you're just going to burn out. And people like Mary Evelyn and John and David Orr and Gus Beth and others who have given their lives to this and who have seen the ups and downs and they've seen the administrations come and go and they've seen the political winds shift. You just can't give up. You've got to find a way to keep on keeping on. Um, and I think for me, anyways, so much of that comes down to being part of an authentic Christian community, of a community where people are like um, taking care of each other. For example, my mom is going through some cancer treatment, small church in Minneapolis, and there are probably not more than 120 folks on a Sunday. And they've got a meal train. They're driving her to appointments. They're praying for her. They are wearing masks and washing their hands and checking in on the phone. And they're rooting for her. And I mean, here I am over 1,000 miles away, just so deeply moved by this small group of boomers that love each other and are taking care of each other. Uh, it's so inspiring. We, I want to be reminded that sort of the better angels of our nature, like they're still in there, for all the evil that's being displayed, especially in the name of Christianity on TV right now. I want to be reminded that's actually not the religion of Jesus. He's all about mercy and compassion and justice and making a difference in the neighborhood. And the best way to be reminded of that is to be part of a community that's practicing it. So that doesn't, and then of course we could do all that, and then they'll still like, slash and burn the forests and, you know, let go of all the regulations and toast the climate and make $1 billion along the way. And like that's horrible. And also like we can only do so much and we got to guard our peace and we've got to take care of our people and like keep on keeping on. It's sort of like, well, here's a great way to say it. Howard Thurman was the sort of the one of the mystic activists that really informed King's thinking. And when Dr. King traveled, he encountered Thurman at Morehouse, which is here in Atlanta, when he was like a college student. And he traveled with the Bible and with Thurman's book Jesus and the Disinherited. And Thurman and many others developed this kind of practice of being a mystic and an activist, like having a deep prayer life, a deep commitment to spiritual practice, and a commitment to the actual incarnate embodied outcomes in the world. And they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like one of the things we're called to right now is to, if we can, dive. You know how when you don't, when you're above water and there's like all the wind and all the waves and all like it's just like sound, and then you go underwater and it's just like
Mm.
silence.
Mm.
I think we're called to like go under the water to the point where we can be quiet, where we can get centered, and we can discern the work God has for us to do in the world. And then from there, like get at it, but like don't let the
Mm.
noise distract us. Don't let the noise pull us away. They're trying to flood the zone. They're trying to scare us. They're trying to like make us think we're powerless. We're not. They're the ones who are actually grasping at straws. But we have to organize and we have to get committed and um we have to build a movement again. It's not enough to speak to our base. We have to build a movement.